There's a time when you begin to realize that your community is more than just land or houses, that it's people. In the 70s, we left Ontario as a family and moved to Calgary, Alberta. And I think that that was a really brave spot for my parents to move from their community and move out west. And for me, growing up, it was wonderful. We, of course, have mountains and big sky, and it was a very fundamental change in the way that my family was able to grow and to establish itself. I was never made aware that I had Mohawk ancestry. An important part of Mohawk culture is the matrilineal component of our heritage, and knowing that our women are incredibly strong. To me, that always resonates with my grandmother. My grandmother chose to marry a non-Indigenous person, and in that choice was excluded from all of her rights through the Indian Act. She could no longer legally live on reserve territory and chose to live only 5 kilometers away in a town outside of the reserve. And to me, this showed a great deal of resiliency to raise a family so very close to somewhere that she had been taken out of due to a law. And to me, that shows the resiliency and the power of the Mohawk women. So a very important part of my heritage as a First Nations person is powwow. I want to make sure everyone takes the opportunity to visit and to understand that powwows are an invitation to explore and celebrate First Nations culture. The dance, the drumming, the food, it's all put on display, and our artisans, of course, to welcome you into the community and to enhance your understanding of our history, our heritage, and everything that we're proud of. So I'm really happy that I'm reflecting on a year in Coast Guard this May, and understanding that I chose to come to Coast Guard because the mandate called to me, and I understood from the research that I did and the people that I met that reconciliation was a top priority for this department. It's something that I'm really cognizant of, because having spent a great deal of my career doing enforcement, I think it is important that we branch out on our journey and that we start to think about what it is to work in positive spaces as well. As an Indigenous person, it's important that we look at how our departments work with Indigenous partners. Our First Nations, Métis, and Inuit partners across Canada are really quintessential to the work that Coast Guard does. And I find that incredibly motivating. It's something that I want to be part of, and it's something that I'd like to share with everyone that's on my team and within the agency as well. One of the reasons why I wanted very much to do Journey with me is because I know that reconciliation is frightening and it's overwhelming. And there's a lot of negativity that is associated with the news that we hear and the things that are going on right now. But I also believe that there is a way forward, and we all are on a journey, because it takes time and effort, and to overcome some of these negative spaces and frightening ideas, we have to learn more, and we have to understand the peoples that were inhabiting this country ahead of first contact. And in order to do that, it's very easy to take just the news and not recognize the people. As we journey forward, this is where we can make the most impact. Regardless of where you start, it's all about where we want to finish.